I wake up to the sound of hissing. Not the wind, not water. Serpents, dozens of them, coiled around stone pillars in a circular chamber lit by green bioluminescent moss. My wrists are chained above my head, iron biting into skin, and my boots barely touch the cold floor. The serpents watch me. They don't strike. They don't move. They just watch. And that's wrong. Because according to every story I've ever heard about the clan of serpent daughters, their sacred snakes kill intruders on sight. So why am I still breathing? A door creaks open behind me. Footsteps. Measured. Confident. A woman's voice cuts through the darkness. Sharp as a blade. You have until sunrise. Then we open your throat and let the blood feed the roots. I try to turn my head, but the chains won't let me. Who are you? I rasp. My throat feels like sandpaper. She laughs, low and cold. I am Matriarch Ceris, and you, mercenary, are tonight's offering. The door slams shut. The serpents hiss in unison, a sound that vibrates in my chest. But still, they don't attack. I close my eyes and try to remember how I got here. My name is Kale, 24 years old. No family, no home. Just a sword, a horse, and a reputation for being decent at keeping caravans safe through bad roads. 3 days ago, I took a contract to escort a merchant through the Thornvale Pass. Easy money, or so I thought. We were ambushed at dusk, not by bandits, by women in black leather armor, faces painted with serpent scales, eyes like polished jade. The Serpent Daughters, legends, myths, except they were real, and they moved like shadows through smoke. My employer ran. I fought, badly. They took me down with nets and paralyzing darts, and when I woke up, I was here, alone, chained, waiting to die. But here's the thing. The serpents should have killed me by now, and they haven't. I open my eyes and stare at the closest one, a black viper with emerald markings coiled around a pillar 2 feet from my face. Its tongue flickers, testing the air, testing me. I don't know why I do it. Maybe it's delirium. Maybe it's desperation. But I whisper, "Come here." And it does. The viper uncoils, slides down the pillar, and wraps itself gently around my forearm. Not constricting, not biting, just resting there, warm and alive. My heart hammers in my chest. What the hell is happening? I've always been nobody. An orphan found on the steps of a monastery in the southern provinces. The monks raised me until I was 12, taught me to read and fight, then sent me off with a blessing and a warning. Your blood is strange, boy. We see it in your eyes when you're angry. Leave before you bring trouble to our door. I never understood what they meant. I have brown eyes, normal eyes, nothing special. I spent the next 12 years drifting. Mercenary work, odd jobs, survival. I never asked questions about where I came from because the answers didn't matter. Dead parents can't feed you. But now, chained in a dungeon with serpents obeying me like trained dogs, I'm starting to think maybe I should have asked. Hours pass. The moss dims and brightens in slow pulses, like breathing. I doze. Dream. In the dream, I'm a child again, standing in a vast throne room carved from black stone. A man sits on the throne, tall, regal. His eyes are solid gold, no pupils, no whites, just molten gold that glows in the dark. He's watching me. He opens his mouth to speak, but before he can, I wake up. The door is opening again. This time, it's not the matriarch. It's a younger woman, maybe 20. She wears the same black leather armor, the same serpent paint, but her eyes are different, uncertain. She glances over her shoulder, then approaches me quickly, pulling a water skin from her belt. "Drink," she whispers, pressing it to my lips. I drink. The water is cold, clean, miraculous. "Why are you helping me?" I ask when she pulls it away. She hesitates. Because the snakes won't touch you. And that means something. Her name is Lysis. She's been a serpent daughter for 6 years, ever since her village was destroyed by raiders and the clan took her in. She tells me this in a rush, her words tumbling over each other like she's afraid she'll lose her nerve. The matriarch says you're an invader, that you violated sacred ground, but I've seen invaders before. The serpents tear them apart in minutes. You've been here for hours, and they're guarding you. That's never happened. Not once. I look at the viper still coiled around my arm. I don't know why, I admit. I've never had a way with animals. I'm nobody. Lysis shakes her head. Nobody doesn't make serpents bow. She reaches out, hesitates, and touches the inside of my wrist. Her fingers are warm. What's this? She asks, tracing a mark I've had since birth. A small scar shaped like a crown with fangs. I've always assumed it was a birthmark. Nothing, I say. Just a scar. But her face has gone pale. That's the sigil of the basilisk, she breathes. The mark of the imperial bloodline. I laugh. I can't help it. The idea is absurd. I'm an orphan. I don't have a bloodline. I have nothing. But Lysis isn't laughing. She's staring at me like I'm a ghost. The Basilisk Emperor disappeared 25 years ago. He walked away from the throne, vanished into the wildlands, and no one ever saw him again. The histories say he had a son, a baby, but the child was lost during the collapse of the empire. If you carry that mark, ... she doesn't finish. She doesn't have to, because even I can do the math. 25 years ago, a baby, an orphan. I feel something cold settle in my stomach. No, I say, that's not possible. I'm not, but the serpents are moving now. All of them, uncoiling from their pillars, slithering across the floor, gathering around me in a living circle. They're not threatening. They're waiting. And I realize with absolute certainty that Lysis is right. She leaves before anyone catches her, but she promises to come back. I'll find proof, she whispers. The clan archives. There are records, histories. If you really are who I think you are, we can't kill you. It would break the oldest law. I want to tell her not to risk it. I want to tell her it doesn't matter. But the words stick in my throat because part of me wants to know. Part of me has always wanted to know. So I just nod, and she vanishes into the dark. Alone again, I test the theory. I focus on the largest serpent, a massive python coiled in the corner, and I think the command instead of speaking it. Come. The python moves, slow, graceful. It crosses the chamber and rises up eye level with me, its head swaying gently. I should be terrified. Instead, I feel connected. Like I'm speaking a language I didn't know I understood. Who was he? I whisper to the snake. Who was my father? The python hisses softly, almost like an answer, but I don't understand. Not yet. Dawn is coming, I can feel it. The moss is brightening, shifting from deep green to pale gold. Soon, the matriarch will return. Soon, I'll die. Unless Lysis finds something. Unless this insane theory about my blood is true. And even then, what does it change? The Basilisk Empire fell decades ago. The clans scattered. The throne is dust. Being the son of a dead legend doesn't save me. It just makes me a better trophy. I close my eyes and try to center myself the way the monks taught me. Breathe, focus. Accept what you cannot change. But I can't accept this. I don't want to die in a dungeon, alone, never knowing the truth. So I do something reckless. I look at the serpents, and I give them an order. Not a request. A command. The kind of command that comes from somewhere deep and old and furious inside me. Protect me. The serpents explode into motion. They swarm the door, coiling around the handle, blocking the entrance. They wrap around my chains, testing the metal, searching for weak points. And the largest python, the one that came when I called, begins to squeeze the chain anchor embedded in the wall. Stone cracks, dust falls, my heart pounds. The door bursts open. Guards pour in, spears raised, but they freeze when they see the serpents. One woman screams, another backs away. And then the matriarch enters, Cerise, tall, ageless. Her eyes are the coldest green I've ever seen. She looks at the serpents, at me, and her expression shifts from anger to something else. Recognition. Where did you get that mark? She demands, pointing at my wrist. I meet her gaze. I was born with it. Her jaw tightens. Impossible. The bloodline was severed. The Emperor's son was lost. He's dead. I smile, bitter and sharp. Apparently not. For a long moment, she just stares. Then she raises one hand, and the guards lower their spears. Chain him in the upper chamber, she says quietly, and summon the council. We have a problem. They move me to a different cell. Smaller, cleaner, no serpents. Just stone walls and a narrow window that lets in pale morning light. I can see the forest from here, endless and dark, and beyond it, the mountains where the old empire once stood. I've never been there, never wanted to, but now I can't stop thinking about it, about him, the basilisk emperor, my father. What kind of man walks away from a throne? What kind of man abandons his child? I don't have answers, just anger and exhaustion. I slump against the wall and close my eyes. When I open them again, Lisa's is there. She's holding a book, old, leather-bound. The pages are yellowed and fragile. I found it, she whispers, kneeling beside me. The archives. There's a record. A sealed testimony from one of the Emperor's advisors. She opens the book carefully, and I see handwriting in faded ink. She reads aloud. In the final days of his reign, the Emperor spoke of a great cost. He said the throne demanded blood to sustain the empire's power. His blood. And when his son was born, he realized the cycle would never end. So he made a choice. He broke the pact. He walked away. And he hid the child where no one would ever find him. In a place of peace. A monastery. In the southern provinces. Where no one asks questions. Where orphans are common. I feel something crack open inside me. Not grief, not joy, just understanding. He didn't abandon me. He saved me. From a throne that feeds on blood. From a legacy that devours its own children. There's more, Lisa says softly. The clans were founded by the Emperor's sisters. The Serpent daughters, the Raven widows, the Scorpion brides. They were his family, his protectors. When he left, the clan swore to guard the old laws, to keep the bloodline safe, even if it meant hiding from the world. She looks at me, and her eyes are wet. You're not a prisoner, Kale. You're the heir. And if the matriarch knows that, she can't kill you. But she also can't let you leave. Because if the other clans find out you exist, they'll come for you. Some to protect you. Some to finish what the Empire started. Before I can respond, alarms sound, bells, horns, shouts. Lisa jumps to her feet, drawing a dagger from her belt. What's happening? I ask. She runs to the window, looks out, and her face goes white. Betrayal, she breathes. Vesa. I don't know who Vesa is, but I'm about to find out. The door slams open, and a woman strides in. She's older than Les's, scarred, with a cruel smile. Behind her are a dozen warriors, all armed, all loyal to her. The matriarch is dead, Vesa announces. I'm in command now, and you, boy, are going to help me reclaim the Empire. Whether you want to or not, she signals her warriors. They move toward me, but before they can reach me, the walls explode. Not with fire, with serpents, hundreds of them, pouring through cracks in the stone, summoned by something primal and furious inside me. I didn't call them, not consciously, but they came anyway. And they are not gentle. Vessa's warriors scatter. Some fight, some flee. Vessa herself stands frozen, staring at me with something between awe and terror. "You're not just his son," she whispers. "You're him, reborn." I don't know what she means. I don't care. Because Lysis is pulling me toward the door, and we're running. Through corridors, downstairs, past bodies and blood and chaos. The entire fortress is collapsing into civil war. Vessa's faction against the Loyalists. The Serpents against everyone. And me, at the center of it all, trying not to get killed. We burst into the main hall just as the roof caves in. Matriarch Cerise is there, alive, bleeding from a dozen wounds, locked in combat with Vessa. They move like dancers, blades flashing, each strike precise and deadly. "Go," Cerise shouts when she sees me. "Get him out of here," but I don't run, because I finally understand. This isn't about me. It's about the choice my father made, and the choice I have to make now. I step forward. The Serpents part. Vessa and Cerise freeze, both staring at me. "Enough." I say my voice doesn't sound like mine. It sounds older, colder, absolute. The Empire is dead. The throne is dust, and I will not rebuild it. Vessa snarls. "You don't have a choice. You're the heir." The bloodline. The bloodline ends with me, I interrupt. My father walked away because he understood the cost. And I understand it now too. Power that demands blood is not power. It's slavery. I won't wear his crown. I won't carry his curse. And I won't let you use me to start another war. Cerise lowers her blade, slowly. "What are you saying?" I look at her, at Lysis, at the serpents still coiling around my feet. I'm saying I choose peace. I choose to be nobody. And if that makes me a coward, so be it. But I won't be a tyrant. For a long moment, no one moves. Then Vessa screams and lunges at me. She's fast, but the serpents are faster. They strike as one, wrapping around her, dragging her down. She fights. She curses, but it's over. Cerise walks over and looks down at her. "You broke the covenant," she says quietly. "And the serpents have judged you?" Vessa's eyes meet mine. "You're a fool," she hisses. "You could have been a god." I shake my head. "I'd rather be human." And I walk away. Lysis follows. Behind us, the serpents disperse, slithering back into the shadows, and the hall falls silent. We walk through the shattered gates of the fortress, into the forest, into the dawn. I don't know where I'm going. I don't know what happens next. But for the first time in my life, I feel free. We stop at a clearing. Lysis turns to me. "What will you do now?" I think about it. About the throne I'll never claim. About the father I'll never meet. About the empire that died so I could live. "I'll keep walking," I say. "Maybe I'll find others like me. People who were born into legacies they never wanted. People who chose to walk away. And maybe together, we'll build something better. Not an empire, just a life." Lysis smiles. "That sounds nice." I smile back. "Want to come?" She doesn't hesitate. "Yes." And we walk, together, into a future we'll write ourselves. But here's the truth they'll never tell you in the histories. Here's the secret that will haunt me for the rest of my life. 3 nights later, camped under the stars, I dream of the throne room again. The man with golden eyes, my father. And this time, he speaks. "You think you're free," he says. "But the blood doesn't forget, Kale. And one day, when the world is burning and the clans are dying, and there's no one left to stand against the darkness, you'll reach for the power you rejected. And it will answer, because you're not just my son. You're my replacement. The throne doesn't need your permission. It just needs your blood. I wake up screaming. Lysis holds me. It was just a dream, she whispers. But I know better. Because when I look at my hands in the firelight, I see something I didn't see before. My veins, glowing, faint, golden, like molten metal beneath the skin. The mark of the basilisk. And I realize my father didn't walk away to save me. He walked away because he knew. The throne never dies. It just waits. And I'm next. The story doesn't end with me walking into the sunset. It ends with me staring at my own hands, terrified, knowing that no matter how far I run, the legacy will find me. Because some curses don't break. They just sleep. And when they wake, they devour everything. I rejected the throne, but the throne hasn't rejected me. Not yet. And when it calls again, I don't know if I'll have the strength to say no. That's the real horror. Not that I might become a tyrant, but that part of me wants to. That part of me has always wanted to. And my father knew that. That's why he hid me. Not to protect the world from the throne, but to protect the throne from me. Because if I ever sit on it, if I ever truly accept what I am, I won't just rebuild the empire. I'll perfect it. And that terrifies me more than any serpent, any clan, any enemy ever could. So I keep walking, with Lysis by my side, with the golden light burning brighter in my veins every night, waiting for the day I can't run anymore, waiting for the day the throne finds me, and hoping, praying that when it does, I'll still have the courage to burn it to ash, even if it means burning myself with it. If this story gripped you, if you want to see what happens when Kale's bloodline fully awakens, hit that like button and subscribe. Because this is just the beginning. The throne is waking. And next time, we'll see if he can truly destroy what his father couldn't, or if he'll become the very monster he swore to never be. The choice is his. But the clock is ticking, and the serpents are watching. Always watching.